Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more than the meta. So, guys, I ran into a YouTube video where a guy was showing a user blitz out of the 3-3 odd formation, out of the linebacker cross 3 show 2. It's a defense I use a lot. It's one of my base defenses, and it's got that looping blitz pressure. But the way this blitz gets set up is actually it's a user pressure. With one of your linebackers, you go down over the guard and you actually go ahead and pressure in. Now, you can find this particular formation out of the Chargers, Dolphins, Patriots, Raiders, Ravens, Seahawks, Titans, and the Vikings. In particular, I'm using the Vikings. I think it's just a superior playbook with all the things that I like to see. But let's go and jump into this gameplay. I'm going to show you how this is not necessarily the best blitz to use. It's not money. You know, in the lab it worked. Also, when I was playing like Play Now, before I jumped into an actual live game, in a live game, just a lot of people are not looking for the long ball and not looking to stretch their throws. They're literally looking to basically go ahead and you know, look underneath and check down and quick reads and stuff like that. So basically the key to this blitz is what's going to happen is this, your user right here, if you get on the inside of this guard and you basically go ahead and kind of turbo blitz, what happens is the offensive line will kind of shift off like so and leave a little gap that you can rush into. I couldn't get it off against this guy. This guy was making fast reads. He was picking up the blitz. I couldn't get it off. When I labbed it in training mode, also on Play Now, I was able to get it in, but it's a kind of inconsistent blitz, so something you probably don't want to use on a regular basis. Maybe in a third and long situation, fourth and long situation, you might want to jump into it. So right here actually hits me with an off tackle run. That's a problem when you're actually using a linebacker or using a defensive back down here. Ideally, I would think that this is a really good blitz to use in empty sets. But the problem, once again, is that sometimes you get caught up. Let's go and see if I actually get in this. But sometimes you can get yourself caught up into the block, and you can see I actually got picked up. But you can see how this guy actually kind of came around and then got picked up by the center. So I wasn't able to get it off correctly, but you could see because of that, he actually got the ball off, and I was able to get a quick interception against him. That's the last one of the few opportunities against this guy that I actually had, you know, kind of a user opportunity to go and do that. Unfortunately, you got to flip the play for it to work more professionally. He actually lobbed the ball up and caught the sideline. So that's actually either was very deliberate or he just kind of tapped the ball, but I was able to pick up a first down. Now it goes into a heavy formation. Whenever I see heavy formations, I try to jump into, you know, the 61-43 defense, you know, quarters, hard flat. Make sure my defensive guys, safeties are coming down and run fits. Just make it a little bit more difficult for my opponent. Stays in the same offense. Once again, I'm going to shift my line off to the right. The strength of formation is off to the right because he's got two tight ends over there. But I think what he does is he does a little off-tackle run right there and picks up some pretty good yards. So right now he's pretty much curving me up on the ground. He goes into the wing tight nasty. So I decided to go ahead and jump into basically cover 2. And what I did is I manned up these guys, my safeties up on the wide receivers, so if they did go vertical, they would go with them. He missed the read. He had a touchdown right here. So this guy made a lot of good reads, but he was obviously clearly looking underneath. You could just see how crowded it is right here because it didn't have hard flats out there. Those flat zones floated up too high and didn't play that ball. So now he showed me mesh. So I know he likes to do mesh. Now I'm going to try to jump back into this blitz to try to get this off. You know, once again, I'm just labbing this out. And I cross-manned the safety, and he immediately goes ahead and does a little crossing route. I'm unable to click on in that type of situation, and he's able to get the ball down to the 16-yard line. So he's just pretty much carving up this blitz. I'm not getting in at all, and it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, I try to get in right there, actually throws the seam. I have no protection over the top, so the blitz isn't working for me. You know, obviously when you see YouTube videos where people say, hey, this is the best blitz in sliced bread, it's really, really great. It's going to get you some good action. I actually jumped into a different play right here, just going into 34 even crossfire. And what I decided to do is put these guys into squats. I'm going to hover right here, and my responsibility is to take care of this crossing route. But what I want to happen is I want these guys to come in really intense pressure. So I'm setting 7, and unless he blocks a running back, he's really not going to have any action going on right there. So he does do a play action. I got myself out of position. He had this route wide open because I was actually kind of going after the right. I think what happened was I was peeking down into the blitz just to see what was going on right there, but I do get myself a nice little sack in that type of situation. He no huddles, so I figured, okay, let's just go ahead and jump into cover 4 drop, so he can't essentially quick snap me. I think that I go bunched up my lines. So I just played cover 4. He goes ahead and scrambles out. Defensive line comes out. He actually missed throw right there. So I get him in a 3rd and 19 situation. So now I go ahead and jump back into this blitz with the anticipation that I'm going to be able to go and hit him with this blitz. And in the lab, I was basically in this position. I was coming in flat. This guy basically exposed this particular blitz and why it's really not consistent. It's not good. He hits me with basically kind of a smash concept. So you just got a little curl, you got a smash right here on this side, and that just destroys, you know, basically match coverage, depending with your wide receiver. So he just basically destroyed that. So I think this is, I tried this blitz a couple more times against these empty sets. I cross-manned the one guy, but look, he's just taking what I'm giving him. And he's just eating me up, and this blitz is not working. So I think I jumped out of it. Now I go into a different play. I try to switch things up. I probably should have flipped this around, flipped the play, because you could see once again my defender was out of position right there with his empty set, and he's loving what he's seeing. So that's why he's no huddling. That's why. So now I jump into cover 4 with the anticipation that I need to get a guy that's going to float up. I'm going to have somebody the same. He makes an adjustment. And I think what he does is he basically does a slant underneath, and then he's got like some type of an out route. So it was like this route kind of comes out and then comes in, and a slant underneath. So he might have quickly audibled into that particular play, but you could see really good decision there, right there, and actually gets a touchdown against me. So this guy's, you know, he's a high-level Madden player. He's playing pretty smart. He makes really good decisions for the most part. So minute left in the 3rd quarter. Score is tied 7-7, and I'm actually playing defense here in this type of situation. And you can see he actually goes and does a little cross right there, and I just kind of went a little bit of a heavier set with a bare front. I go back into this crossfire, and I still think I'm trying to get this blitz off. Yeah, still trying to get this blitz off. I got the play flipped. I've got a defensive back out there, so he's going to be a little bit better positioning. He does some type of a small, short like route to the outside. Gets a 3rd and 3. Now I go ahead and jump into basically the same play, but I'm actually kind of blitzing everybody down. And I've got that set up. The short side of the field's on the left side, so that's why I've got my defensive end playing. Go with hard flats. He does jump into a flat route. So I anticipated exactly what he was going to do. Get him in a 4th and 1. He no huddles. It's a little bit frustrating when you're playing defense that you want to make sure that you do things correctly. I'm going to have set this up once again, just trying to get this blitz off. I can't get in. He does a little curl route right there and actually goes ahead and gets a 1st down. So this is where I decide. I think I just dumped this crossfire manual blitz. Just wasn't necessarily working for me at all. I think right here I go with just a cover, a cover 334 defense because he's got that. He tries to throw over the top right there, and my defender actually goes ahead and knocks that ball down. So anytime he jumped into that split back formation, I'll do that. Now he goes into this particular play essentially, which is an empty. I want to see if I get some pressure off the edge. Throws it right to my user. My user doesn't make any kind of animation, so that I'd had to fill that gap in right there. I don't have this set up correctly. I should have this default. I think I was set up baseline. and it should be default with this defense. But basically, I need to go to the right side with Rodgers with the hope that what's going to happen is I'm going to have a blitz come in. You can see I tried to get out right there with against the tight end, and he actually throws it. So this guy was making really good decisions. He was making decisions based on leverage and what he was seeing with my defense. So if I got myself out of position, he made pretty good decisions about that. So now I'm just going to do, you know, double A gap blitz. Pressure's coming in right here once again. Right there, I just was slightly out of position. He's throwing at my user, so I'm getting opportunities to pick this guy off. And he's not liking this particular play right here. I actually go ahead and jump into just a blitz right here, and actually throws. And I have a defender out in the middle of the area in a yellow zone that actually comes up and picks off that ball. So kind of got a lucky play. He misread that. And that basically was a huge difference right there. So 20 seconds left. This guy just needs to get a touchdown. He's got, you know, his timeouts. I decided to go ahead and just go house blitz against this guy with 4 guys back deep, with the anticipation that someone's going to come in. He's got, you know, split out wide type defense. I'm going to have people coming in right here. So pressure comes in. He's looking for a little crossing route underneath. And I'm okay if he actually checks down and starts taking out timeouts. I just can't give up a big play to this guy. So right here, I choose to go ahead and just do a double A gap. And I do seam flats against this guy. I want to go ahead and mug to get someone in. He gets picked up perfectly. He gets a little crossing route and is taking off. And fortunately for me, I get a sack, or I get him basically set up right there with 11 seconds left. So I'm trying to do the double A gap with the seam play. With the cover 3 seam, and he just seemed to make really good decisions with that. So in the odd front, once again, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make sure that he doesn't get the ball into the end zone. He's still got 30 yards to go, so I'm doing over the top coverage. I'm pass committing. I'm saying, hey, you can throw things inside, but I'm not going to basically give you any kind of play right here. He actually throws it up. My defensive player slays it, can get him in the end zone. And right here, I'm able to go ahead and take the ball house against his offensive line and everybody and go up by another score. But it was a tighter game. It was a close game. This guy had an opportunity. I chew the clock down, and I just want to kind of show you that crossfire blitz, man, your blitz, it just doesn't work online. Maybe it's the way I'm setting it up, but you know, if something's not consistent, it's not something good to put in your playbook. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.